So, depending on your viewpoint, this is either an unfortunate or a fortunate seeding. If you're Oklahoma, their seeding is in the region that is being played at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. You heard that right. The home of the Oklahoma Sooners basketball team and the women's gymnastics team. By the way, they are probably going to have a back-to-back national championship season with the women's gymnastics team. But the Oklahoma Sooners women's basketball team gets to play on their home court for their games. Now, this was a team that made it to the Sweet 16 last year. They are playing the Idaho Vandals, who are the champions of the Big Sky. Here's a team that didn't beat a Power Four team. They did beat Washington State, but I don't think that really counts as a Power Four team anymore. They're in the West Coast Conference for the season. Um, so no, they're not listed as that. They did pretty good against Cal. Cal is 19-14. They're playing Santa Clara. They were 10th in the ACC, which, okay. They played them close, 68-61. Um, Kind of look here. Yeah, they didn't play. They didn't win against a single power conference team, and they only really played Cal. Utah State is not Power Four, but I mean they're a bigger school. They did lose to them as well, 80-73. So yeah, Idaho's not really got a good record. Now Oklahoma is 24-7. They're fifth in the SEC. They lost to UCLA, lost to Kentucky, Ole Miss, LSU, Texas, and Vandy. Lost to LSU in the women's tournament. They did beat South Carolina 94-82. That one was a weird one. South Carolina had a strangely weird night. So Oklahoma has a an amazing chance at certain things. So we're going to cover this by the numbers, as I always do. I'm looking at these two teams, and Idaho's not a bad team. They're really not. But they got a really unfortunate seeding. And if you were a Sooners fan, go out and root for your Sooners. This one ought to be wild. So let's get into this. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Okay, since Idaho is quite literally the visiting team, they scored 78.2 points a game this season. They're 21st in the nation on that. They allowed 64.4 points. So solid defense. 42.4 field goal percentage. 112th in the nation on that one. 72% free throw percentage. 166th. 31% three-point percentage. 169th in that. 3 points made per game. 6.8. They're 120th. 14 assists. They're 118th. Not that good at working as a team, sadly, but 42.5 defensive rebounds a game. They're fourth in the nation in that stat. 15 turnovers, they're 152nd in that stat. 4.4 block shots, 41st in the nation. So, and 9.1 steals. Not a bad defense, not a could be better at shooting, but not a bad offense. If you're talking about this team, you have to pay attention to Hope Hasman for the Vandals. 29 and a half minutes, 14.2 points, 3 point. She leads in assists and points, by the way. 3.7 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1 steal, no blocks, 2.9 turnovers. That's way too high. 39.7 field goal percentage and 33.8 3 point percentage with the 84.8 free throw percentage. Not the most awesome shooter, but not bad. Kaya Gardner, who leads in steals, 29 minutes a game, 12.8 points, 6.9 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 2.5 steals, 1 block, 1.6 turnover, 40.3 field goal percentage, 33% from the 3 point area, 67.7 free throw percentage. Deborah DeSantos, who leads in rebounds and blocks, is a forward. 18.6 minutes, 11.3 points, 8.4 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.1 blocks, 1.3 turnovers, 52.4 field goal percentage, 26.3 3 point percentage, and 67% free throw percentage. Anna Pinheiro, hopefully I didn't butcher that last name, 27.6 minutes, 10.6 points, 6 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 1.1 steals, 0.7 blocks, 1.9 turnovers, 41.5 field goal percentage, 26.5 3 point percentage, and 70.1 free throw percentage. Now, let me tell you something. If they make smarter shots in this game, which we're talking Sooners here they're going up against, if they've been working on their shooting ability, they could put a scare into the Sooners. They could. Work better as a team. No joke. Get the ball to the people that are in the right spots at the right time and make smart shots. Seriously. That is what is needed in this game. Also, if you're watching this game, you're also probably going to see a guard by the name of Ana Beatrix Passos Alves de Silva. That's going to be a mouthful whenever anybody says her name. So I'm going to watch it just for that one. Well, okay, I'd like the Sooners. But joking aside, that is their key to win. They need to make smarter shots. If they make smarter shots with the defense that they have, in all honesty, they could put fear into the Sooners. They need to work better as a team, but that goes hand in hand with making better shots. That is a key thing. That could make the Vandals very scary. Now, the Sooners, 86.7 points a game. They're third in the nation in that category. They allow 68.1 points. 45% field goal percentage. That they're 40th in the nation on that. Free throw shooting 72.7. They're 140th. 29.2 3 point percentage. They're 256. So they're worse at free throws and 3 points. They make 6.6 3 points a game. 143rd in that. 20 assists a game. They're fifth in the nation on that. They work very well as a team. Jenny Baranczyk has done a really good job with this team on that. 43.5 defensive rebounds a game. Think about that for a minute. They are third in the nation on that. They are just literally one slot above the Vandals. 16.1 turnovers a game. 237th in the nation on that. 5 block shots a game. 19th in the nation. So, a little bit better defense from the looks of it, especially considering who they played. And they get 10 steals a game. And you can't talk about Sooners without talking two names. The first is Aaliyah Chavez. She is a standout freshman. She is only a freshman. I don't like her shooting percentages, but that's going to come with time. 32.3 minutes, 18.4 points. She also leads in assists, by the way. 3.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.5 steals, zero point 0.3 blocks, 3.1 turnovers, though. Freshman here. 37.8 field goal percentage, 31.4 3-point percentage, but 93.9 free throw percentage. That tells me you get working with her, she'll make smarter shots in field goal and 3-point range and will make her dangerous. Then the second most important person on this team is the 15 and 10 just beast that is Reagan Beers. 24.6 minutes a game. She leads in rebounds, by the way. 15.7 points, 10.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists, zero point 0.8 steals, 0.9 blocks, 2.2 turnovers, 61.5 field goal percentage, 18.2 3-point percentage, though, 60% from the free throw line. Sahara Williams, 27.4 minutes, 12.5 points, 7.9 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.1 steals, zero point 0.5 blocks, 2.7 turnovers, 46.1 field goal percentage, and 23.9 3-point percentage, 70.6 free throw percentage. Peyton Burhorst, who I love watching as well, 30.6 minutes, 11.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.4 steals, zero point 0.9 blocks, 1.7 turnovers, 41.3 field goal percentage, 29% 3-point shooting, and 79.6 free throw percentage. Zion leads in steals with 2.3. Brooklyn Stewart leads in blocks with 1. Oh, by the way, you have 5 people in double digits on this team. You have a lot of rebounding going on. They're working really well as a team. Uh, you've got Aaliyah Chavez at 4.2 assists. Sahara Williams, 3.8. 3.2 from Peyton Burhorst. They're doing what they need to do. They're stealing the ball at a pretty scary rate. They're blocking at a pretty decent level. Turnovers, though, a little bit of a problem. You've got Aaliyah Chavez at 3.1. 3 people at just a little over 2 turnovers a game. Little bit of a problem. They need to work on that. This entire tournament, they need to make sure that they are making smart choices where they're putting the ball. Also, they need to also work on their shooting. If they want to make it to the Sweet 16, they need to work on their shooting. That needs to be key. You've got a few players that are shooting at 50%, 61.5 for Reagan Beers. You got to work on your shooting. End of story. That is your key to making it through back into the Sweet 16. Got the right draw. So that's what I would suggest. The experts at ESPN say that Oklahoma's got a 98.1% chance to win this game. Idaho has a 1.9% chance to win this game. I'd give Idaho a little bit more percentage to win, but not enough to make a difference. Um, Idaho's already got into the they can shoot. If they can shoot better and smarter, they could do real good in this game. But I don't see they're already in the habit of not doing that. Aaliyah Chavez is going to make an impact in this tournament. Reagan Beers definitely is going to make an impact in this tournament. Peyton Broyhoist, Zion Ban, all of them, Sahara Williams. Now, I would love to see Hope Hasman, Tyra Gardner, all of them. I'd love to see them do a little bit better than what they have been doing. But they're not shooting at a level that they need to be shooting at. Not to mention, you're going up against Reagan Beers. Let me tell you, that's scary. You've got a team that you're going up against that knows how to tear down some of the best teams in the nation. They were able to beat South Carolina. And this is going to be a Boomer Sooner at home win. End of story. As much as I like what I'm seeing with Idaho, they got a really bad draw for what they're wanting to do. Seriously. Now, if they were playing Tennessee, I might say that Idaho could win it, but they're playing against Oklahoma. They don't get, as much as I would love to go through and watch games where I get to hear somebody calling out Anna Beatrix Passos Alves de Silva and seeing her for her 6.1 points and 4.1 rebounds. Yeah, she's a guard and doing rebounding, not bad on scoring. She's getting where she needs to be at. One steal a game. Unfortunately, she's also got 2 turnovers a game. But I'm looking at all of this and I'm going, this is a fascinating team. But they're not the Sooners. They really are not the Sooners. Arthur Mora, Mora, I'm going to mess that all up. Mora, in his second season, getting them to the NCAAs is a great thing. He's also the first Brazilian to coach an NCAA Division I team. But, what you're going up against with the Sooners, really not going to be able to be done. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker, I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.